but you'd have to call a separate file in order to do that. But as you can see, it's not needed, and it's also not used for the sake of this problem. And so where I will call your attention is why I was mentioning the binary versus the text output files. And you can see here that if you go to output and then find the parameter called out file format, that's the format for the tabular time marching output file. And so by saying 2, it's generating a binary output file. If you wanted to write 3 here, it would generate both, or you can write 1 and it'll do just the text file. So what I will do is just run the output file in 1, and just basically just write 1 and then save it. Just so that way any output files that are generated are all text files and can be easily opened in FAST. And so now I'll get into how to actually compile the program itself. And so what I would do is I would call your command prompt, and then find where this folder is located. So for example, the command prompt currently has the window open at system32. So if I was to, but I need to open it at the program at the folder called cert test. So what I will do is I will change the directory, and you can do that by just doing cd space, and then I'll do documents, and you can see that it can't find the path. And so what I will do is do cd 2 dots, and that will go up 1, and then that'll go up 1 level. So if you ever need to go back, or if you made a mistake and need to go up or down the command prompt, you'll be able to do that by either doing cd to change the directory. Okay, do not. Or do cd to double dot to go up 1, and then you can do cd. Okay, come on. I used to have this. What's going on? Okay, so, all right, that's why. Okay, so I'll call cd users, cd my name, and then I'll go into the extra stuff. So then documents, and then so you can see by changing the directory, I can go deeper into this one at the college, and then Texas Tech, and then research, FAST, and then cd cert test. And so now that I'm at this folder here, what I can do now is I can call the FAST program. So what I will do here is, since I'm now at the cert test folder, I can now say, okay, so FAST underscore x64, since I'm running the 64-bit version of FAST, space test 18.fst. So what that's going to do is the executable file is going to be called first, and then it's going to call for the FAST input file that we want, which is test 18. So you call the FAST file, not the CRU file, and then hit enter, and it'll start running the simulation. And one thing I'll also keep in mind here is that these time series, they can take quite a long time to actually run the simulations. I've done simulations where just one curve can take upwards of 5 minutes just to run. And so one thing that you'll note when the FAST software has been completely compiled normally is if it says FAST terminated normally, and you have the total real time, total CPU time, simulation CPU time, simulated time, and the time ratio, because otherwise the program will give you an error, and then it'll say FAST terminated abnormally. So that's how you know that an error occurred while the simulation was running, and you'll probably have to change a couple of things in order to just tweak and just tweak a couple of things, and you'll be able to run the program. And so one thing that now we have here is that for test 18, we now have an output file and a summary file. So what I'll do is I'll open the summary file, and so you'll be able to see that for each of these, for all the stuff that we wanted to call in FAST, you can see how many different parameters we've calculated. So like the root bending moment, rotor torque, yaw braking, tower-based moments and forces, blade pitch, wind velocity at respective directions, twist deflection, blade pitch, azimuth angle, generator speed, all that stuff, all the way through to generator power and generator torque. We can see that 39 parameters have been generated in FAST by all of the different modules within FAST. So you can see which one generated, which module in FAST generated all of the different parameters that you see up on the screen. And then ultimately you can see that that's just a summary. But then when you go to the output file, which is why I suggested running it in running it and outputting the output file as a text file, not a binary file, is because you'll be able to easily see every single time step and every single parameter that you calculated. So all 39 of those parameters across all of those different across that much time at a particular time step that's called, which looks like it's about 6.0063 per iteration. And so by doing that, you can call so many different files, and you can see you can generate a lot of data in a very, very short amount of time. So I won't get into all the details of that. I just wanted to just give a quick overview of just how you run the program, and just see that, okay, that for this particular test, we can see that the description of this test is that there's 30 blades, the rotor diameter is 126 meters, and the rated power of this is 5 megawatts, big machine. And so you can do this for small turbines, you can do it for larger turbines, for two-bladed turbines, whatever you want, as long as all of the modules in FAST are appropriately called, and that all of the files that you need are generated appropriately. And if any of you have any questions about this, feel free to contact me, or if you want, I can share my email up here. Do you think?
Yep.
Because so if any of you have any questions about how to run FAST, I'll write my email here. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll see if I can answer it to the best of my ability. And with that, if anybody has any questions,
What do we got here?
do Control A, then Control C. So I'm selecting all and then copying all of it. Control
Okay.
V in the cell, And
Oh,
it's,
wow.
and it's in Excel. So
Okay.
you can, so you can do that.